the one that's crazy. When I try to tell somebody this, when you got white Jesus with a silk press in your church, it's not making sense. Cops pull me over, they can suck a dick, but the government and the education system off topic just needed to get that off my system.
When is the last time you blocked someone from viewing your story?
Like a couple weeks ago. They just pissed me off and I was like, you can't see me win anymore. So
I love that. We love boundaries. Oh my gosh. Okay, when is the last time you sent a voice note over 2 minutes?
Last week. Because I was lost in Lagos and I was freaking out and I just needed my friend to know that I was freaking out.
When is the last time you felt hangry?
Yesterday night, last night.
Got you. Beautiful. What did you eat to like?
I had 2 vegan hot dogs. I just like shoved them down my throat.
Rapidly. Love that. We love deep throating a vegan dog. Love that.
Yeah.
And when is the last time you asked for advice that you did not take?
I literally never ask for advice. Actually, you know what? I ask questions, but I wouldn't say advice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got you. Like input. And the last one is, when is the last time you cried?
I want to say like a week or so ago. It was my grandfather's funeral, so like, you know, it was emotional.
I'm sorry to hear. Yeah, that's a place to do it for sure.
Yeah,
totally. And so, you know what? That's a beautiful segue into the first question I'd love to explore, because I feel like you are somebody that is so sort of externally cathartic, and you really let yourself process the complexities of your emotions and your journey out loud and through your music. And so even with, I think, touching on a funeral, right, like grief, how do you process the heavier emotions? What does self-care look like for you?
So a lot of like the process of my emotions is through music. I honestly don't know what a lot of my songs are about until months later. Sometimes even I've like released it and I'm like, oh, this is from the trauma like 2 years ago. Like that's just kind of how it comes out. But self-care to me, just like taking care of my body these days, like healthy body, healthy mind, and vice versa. So I've been like, you know, working out, stretching, trying to like make sure I eat enough and like, you know what I'm saying, drink enough water, don't do too many drugs, like all that stuff.
100%. Yeah, healthy mind, healthy spirit. And I think it's so important because not only, I think you living that healing out loud really gives permission for so many others to do the same and to sort of see themselves in your work. And so I'd love to know, especially with this last project, A, how is it a conduit of healing for you? But B, what kind of questions do you want people who are listening like to ask themselves through this project?
I feel like this album process, both sonically and visually, has been a great healer to my inner child. I think growing up, presenting as female but not wanting to, but then in turn releasing an album that like celebrates femininity and like really embraces it has been like really fun, because I get to be feminine but like in my own way, which has just been like a great time. Like I've been, you know, wearing a lot of makeup, rocking a lot of pink hair, like all that stuff. So yeah, it was really fun, very healing for my inner child. And I hope that people, when they listen to it, this has been like the question of the day, right? Like what do you want people to feel like when they hear it? And I hope that they just feel empowered, and I hope that they feel loved. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I think that's happening for sure, because I feel like they're feeling you find yourself. And I always say that, like, I don't know, healing is this like journey that people make to be like becoming this sort of version of yourself that's idealized and on a pedestal. But I think ultimately it really is like returning back to who you were as a kid before like the world kind of tainted you. And so what does inner child healing look like for you on a day-to-day? Like, how are you playing?
Every day I'm literally like the same person that I've always been. Like I'm always been a little silly Billy, you know. I don't know.
Come on,
Yeah. I don't know. I just be doing stupid shit with my friends all the time.
Sure.
Just hanging out. Yeah.
Beautiful. You know what's funny? I would love to know, because I think, like, as a certified silly lover, I feel like there's always like characters in cartoons, and like there were just characters growing up that I witnessed that I felt like gave me permission to be silly. Like I think about like Junie B. Jones, who was like this, like, books were written about.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, or like That's So Raven. And so, like, do you have like people that you remember sort of gave you permission to be expressive and silly?
SpongeBob. SpongeBob was lit. South Park definitely taught me a lot of words that I shouldn't have known at such a young age, but you know, it made me the asshole that I am today, and so I'm forever grateful. I think Adventure Time is still a huge influence on me. Like, I have a Marceline poster in my bedroom. Like, I love Adventure Time, and shit. Yeah.
No, those are perfect answers. Honestly, I feel like low-key SpongeBob is like a queer icon, and we haven't like really given that its proper due diligence. Like, hello. And you know, and that leads me to a beautiful next question, which is that obviously with like your Nigerian heritage, which I think is like probably like one of the most rich cultures, have you had to navigate stepping into your fluidity, into your queer identity, or have you met difficulty doing that in relationship to your Nigerian heritage? Do you feel like there were a lot of cultural and societal norms that you kind of had to confront?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Because I go home all the time, especially now, more than ever. And it's interesting to me, because when you know like the history of Africa and just like the language, especially the most popular language in Nigeria besides like English, of course, is Yoruba, and that is a genderless language. Like, there were gods that one believed in that were genderless. Like, we didn't have these things until colonization. But I'm the one that's crazy when I try to tell somebody this, when you got white Jesus with a silk press in your church. It's not making sense. Luckily, I'm very grateful that like my family is actually like super chill. Like, even like my grandma, like, she doesn't really know what's going on, but she just like, I was just like, yeah, like all my friends call me Dreamer. She's like, okay. And just like goes along with it. Like, my aunties are super chill. Like, my cousins will literally like fight somebody if they like are weird, like when I go to the bathroom or whatever. So like, I have a super good like support system like within my family and friends. You know, I tapped in with all the alt queer kids in Nigeria. We found each other, so like it's all gang. There's definitely a lot of catching up to do in the grand scheme of things. I now am to the point where I can literally just like mute out like stupidity from like my surroundings. And it's very like peaceful for me. I just live in my little like bubble of consciousness. Let everyone else, all these NPCs, just like do whatever they want. But like, I'm just like in my own realm. So
you seem very rooted in your piece, and it seems like it's very self-resourced. What does that look like on a day-to-day? Like, what is your like morning routine to make sure like Dreamer has a peaceful ass day?
Take my meds. Do some type of like physical activity, like whether it's working out or like yoga or like whatever, and then just like work. I love working. Like, I genuinely like love my job, so it's nice that I can just like do what I like. My job is to fucking post on TikTok and like look cute. Like, okay. Like, that's what I'm doing today. Shit.
Totally. Is social media something that you have had to sort of, because when it is part of your job, it is one thing, and then when you are just on it for personal reasons, it can become this sort of like connective yet toxic thing. Have you had to sort of navigate your relationship with social media, or has it always been good?
No, it's definitely like a everyday battle. Like, sometimes I'm like just posting all day and I'm like having fun with it, and sometimes I'm like, yo, I hate this. I think a good boundary that I've set for myself is like not comparing myself to other people, so I like turn like my likes off like to my own vision, and just like post what looks nice, what is nice, what is relevant, like just like the art that I want to post, regardless of like it's like what's popular, like what other people are doing, like
totally. That turning likes off shit is so important. Like it helps so much. I'm glad that you platformed that. And going into the project, going into forever, I feel like it's out in the world, and I think people are really, like I said, people are letting themselves see themselves in your journey, which I think is just, that's the whole reason. Like that is why music is sort of like this unspoken communal bonding experience. And so before I even get more into it, I'd love to know, because I feel like there's so many planetary references in the project. What is your relationship with like the cosmos, astrology, or just are you into planets? What's up?
So science is my special interest, so I love like science stuff. Like I love science. When it comes to like astrology, I don't necessarily believe in it because it's not scientifically inclined. However, it do be facts sometimes, and it's just like a nice like conversational, like it helps people going like, is retrograde right now? Whatever the fuck that means.
Yes, totally, 100%.
Yeah, so yeah, it's all cool. I love space. I want to go to space one day. I think it'd be sick.
Yeah, I feel like you come from space, and that's why we're learning so much from you, because we're like, oh my god, they like been seen all this, like
basically.
Do you have like a favorite planet, or like do you know where you'd want to go?
I think so. All of the planets, like scientifically speaking, in our solar system sound like hell. Like I literally like that sounds like a lot, but like visually speaking, I think that Saturn and Neptune are like some of like the prettiest planets in our solar system.
Totally.
So,
Neptune is a baddie, a thickie too, for sure. That's ill.
Thick as fuck.
I love that. Oh my gosh. And lastly, what lesson is life teaching me right now? What do you think you're learning?
I think it's teaching me to go with the flow and trust what the fuck is going on, even if it's not like what I plan it to be or like what I like, want it to be. Life is gonna take its course, and I just gotta go with it.
Yeah, beautiful. Surrender.